Sometimes I feel like I haven't really grasped the concept of Remembrance Day or given it more thought or appreciated it. So I'm making this video to remind myself and others what remembrance really means. So what does it mean? You've probably heard it all before. Soldiers come out and fought in the war. Soldiers came out and fought in the war. These soldiers are just people. Just like you and me, just people who had to go through so much. This is Bob. He's a regular 19-year-old with emotions and feelings, just like any other person in this world. Bob has a family, a mother who loves him so much, and who he loves so much. He has a sister that he sometimes gets annoyed with, but he still loves. He has some friends who he really enjoys hanging out with. He wants to be with them forever, but Bob needs to serve in the military and fight. He has to leave all these people. And imagine everyone you know and love you might never see again. Bob cries a bit while leaving his family, but quickly has to wipe away the tears because it's a sign of vulnerability as a soldier. He can't cry even though there's a war going on. Bob is given many tasks, risking death. He needs to work together with these strangers and fight. He hears the sounds of cries, gunshots, bombs, and uncertainty every day. Blood everywhere. He faces injuries. Death surrounds him, and he is scared. Scared what might happen because nothing is clear. It's so dangerous out in the war with so much destruction. He has to kill people. Bob doesn't want to. They're just humans too. And that's really scary. Overwhelmed by all of this, drowning in stress, tiredness, heavy burdens, and darkness. Then he met Nib. Nib is another soldier fighting in the war. For whatever reason, Bob likes Nib. Nib helps Bob cope with things. They laugh together, work together, and fight together. Bob finally feels something to look forward to every day, even in the war. Nib. Then he was just gone. Bob watched the lifeless body on the floor. No! Bob screamed, cried, shouted, grieved, but all internally because there was still a war going on. Bob continued to fight, seeing the killing, hearing gunshots and bombs, smelling the dirt, blood, and smoke, feeling the mental and physical pain under these horrible conditions. Bob no longer sees the smile or hear the sweet, sweet sound of, "Hi, Bob. How was your day?" Or, "Have a nice day, Bob." Even 5 seconds in the war would feel like an eternity. Bob fought for years, until one day, he too was shot. As Bob was dying, he prayed for the people around him to be safe. He knows that maybe he himself, his name might not be remembered out of so many other people, but he hopes that in some way he will. But why? He's just a young adult, only 19 years old. He should be feeling like there's a whole life ahead of him. Why on earth is Bob choosing to go through so much? So many of the soldiers chose this, but why? For us. For you. Bob fought so we could be alive today. They risked their life for us. How can we ever repay them back? Just remember them. Remember the people like Bob, the people who served. Genuinely thank them. Take a moment and reflect on what these people went through for the chance of you being alive today. I want to thank everyone who served. It's important for all of us to carry the torch of remembrance forward for all of these people. I'm sure they'll appreciate it a lot.